Stay recording. Oh. Okay, hey friends, welcome to Let's Go, Let's Grow Week 3. We are talking about the 3 legs of success in this training, and this is week 3. We're still talking about PRV, and we have a lovely guest speaker here tonight to talk to us all about how she is the top seller in 2024 for Group Make It Happen PRV, top PRV. We're excited to hear from you, Kim.
Oh my goodness. Okay, do I just go get started?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let me get track of my time here. All right, so thank you again for letting me hop on this. You guys are Cassandra, thank you so much. I am honored to be here, be a part of y'all's training. I'm assuming Cassandra has already kind of introduced me in y'all's group. But just really, really quick, once again, Kim Savoy. I'm a Scentsy director here in Southern Maryland. I was telling Cassandra earlier, y'all got my bed hair tonight. I'm being real. I'm a hot mess express these days. My kids start school tomorrow. They are 15 going into 10th grade. Like I've been all over the place. So I'm going to kind of keep it short and sweet. Like I told Cassandra, I have a little bit of notes because I don't want to go be all night and squirrel and all the things. And so she wanted me to talk about sales, high PRV, what I normally do on a day-to-day basis. And it's there's a lot of things that I do, and I try to make a quick jot of the things that I do on a daily that allow me to continue to strive towards high PRV every single month. And I am nobody special. I wrote down a little story that I usually tell my new teamies when they come on board or when I'm trying to do a training for those that just want to learn a little bit about me. And I wrote it down so I don't mess it up. So think back when you were younger and we tried to ride a bike, right? Without the training wheels. Did you give up after you fell off the bike the first time? I'm hoping not. But no. And you got up and you tried and you tried and you tried again until you learn how to ride the bike without training wheels, right? And so that's exactly how this business is. And you try, you fail, you try, you fail, you try, you succeed. You try some things that don't work, right? You pivot, you change your business. That's the beauty about our business is that we can make the rules, we can create the path that we want to be on. And I determined 4 years ago during COVID, my grand passed away unexpectedly, my best friend, and I wanted to work this 365 degrees different than when I was running it. I think Cassandra may have told you guys in my intro that I'm a 12-year consultant. I initially joined for the discount, being a hobby. I did not expect this to turn into a business. I totally did not expect to be top sales, earn incentive trips, grow a team, quit my full-time job from the government 2 years ago. I did not expect this to be what it is today. And I find that you can do anything that you put your mind to. I am nobody special, y'all. You guys are looking at somebody that just sometimes flies by the seat of my pants. I'm not perfect. I've never been in sales. Before this, I am nobody perfect. And I say all this to say that you can do anything that you put your mind to. And if you want to grow this into a successful business, you can do it. You can definitely do it. I also tell my team a lot that if you work this business as a hobby, it's going to pay you like a hobby. If you work this business as a true business, it will pay you as a business. And so, like I said, 4 years ago, I decided to change the tune of my business. I got tired of being in a toxic job. I got tired of the same old, living paycheck to paycheck, like all of the nine. And so I decided to dive in and figure out what works for me. And over time, I've realized a lot, and I think a lot of trainings are going on right now, especially after SFR, is that you've got to really just hone in on what brings you joy, keeping things simple, cutting the fluff, figure out things that can keep you productive, not just busy. Income producing activities, right? I'm sure you guys hear that a lot. Income producing activities, being consistent, not competing with other consultants, not comparing other people. What they're doing may not work for you and vice versa. And so I try to stick to the basics. I have done everything under the sun when it comes to fluff and extras and spoilings and prizes and systems, and I've done it all. And so I'm here to kind of give you guys some tips and tricks of what works for me and how I've grown my business to where it is today. I have not always been high PRV. The last 3 years has been really consistent, truly consistent. And I'm not here to brag, but I'm here to try to inspire you that, like I said, if I could do it, any one of you can do it. I'm nobody special. Seriously, I am nobody special. If I can do it, you can do it. I strive to do 5,000 to 9,000 PRV a month. And it really comes along with being consistent, sticking with the basics, having systems in place. And the big thing with me is the biggest thing that brings me sales is my VIP group, which if you're in the Refresh, Reimagine, Refocus group, I am actually training on Friday how I have grown the VIP group that I have today and where about 80% of my sales comes from. So if you want to be in that group, I will be training more on the VIP group. I will touch a little bit about it tonight, but VIP group is my jam. I'll be talking about it on Friday in that group. And then also parties. I strive to do 10 to 12 parties a month. Now, mind you, this didn't happen overnight. I mean, it took me years to finally create systems, and they're always changing. They're not always the same throughout the years. They have evolved and changed and pivoted. But I try to strive to have parties. So as you guys probably hear from many other leaders, even ones that are here today, we are a party planning business, you guys. I mean, let's just break it down. Like you have to party. You've got to connect with customers. You've got to put smell under their scent under their noses. And so to really build this into something big, you've got to get out there, talk to people, party with people, get scent under their noses to really build this into a legacy for yourself to be successful. And that is what brought me to where I am today. The high sales, I hit all my incentives, and then having being able to do this full time. And so I'm rambling, I'm going all over the place. So please bear with me. I have a little bit of notes. But I want to throw out some things that I do in place and some tips that I suggest that you guys perhaps think about going forward to try to change or pivot or to tweak things that you're currently doing in your businesses. First and foremost is organization. For me, I'm kind of like a hybrid gal. I'm kind of digital, and then I'm also like pen and paper. I try to do one or the other, and I just keep resorting to doing a little bit of both, right? So I have an iPad. I do my follow-ups with, right now we've got that new Scentsy Connect. So I'm trying to transition into that, but I do currently do my follow-ups using Trello. And I use that on my iPad. And then I have paper and notebooks and calendars and all the things to track other things. And I'll talk about that in a minute. So you've got to be organized, you guys. Like I mentioned before, sometimes I fly by the seat of my pants. We do get busy. I'm a mom. I am a business woman with my Scentsy business. I share a big rig trucking business with my husband. I take care of 2 family members outside of the home. I'm a busy girl. I'll be completely blunt with you guys, and I'm gonna love you guys hard tonight, even though I don't know a lot of some of you guys. I love hard. And I train and I passion from my heart and my mind, but you've got to be organized. And the number one excuse that I hear is I'm too busy. And honestly, I have no sympathy for that. And that may sound a little blunt, but we're all busy. We are all busy. And you've got to, if you want to have this business and make it successful and to build your PRV and to build this into something, into a legacy, you've got to figure out time management and being organized and figure out what your priorities are and just make it happen. If it's a priority, if this business is a priority, you will make it a priority. You will make it work. You will figure it out. And as I always tell my teenies is that we all poop, right? We all poop, we all pee. So it takes 2 seconds to follow up with a customer. It takes 2 seconds to make a post. It takes 2 seconds to check your workstation, right? On the toilet. So don't give me that excuse that you're too busy, because we all have different lines of busyness in our lives, and we will make it happen if we want to make it happen. So being organized is my biggest thing. If I'm not organized, I feel like I get overwhelmed, and then I hang it up, right? I give up. So having something in place as far as organization is where I suggest you start, whether that's a calendar, whether it's a to-do list, whether it's a notebook, whether it's an app on your phone, your notes, your iPad, your computer, something. You've got to be organized, okay? Time management is key. I use timers on my phone. So if I know that I need to tackle my office and it's a disaster, I set my phone for 15 minutes and I'm like, all right, phone set for 15. I'm going in there and I'm not stopping. I'm not scrolling TikTok. I'm not getting on my Facebook page. I am going to tackle this office for 15 minutes. And then once that timer is done, then if I'm in rolling, I'm gonna keep going. If I have something else that I got to get done, I will leave the room and then I'll go to my next task and set another timer 15 minutes or 20 minutes. I'm always using timers, you guys. And so figure out what you need organization with and get that figured out. Get it figured out. I will, Cassandra, if you want me to, I will share a Canva link. It's not my original, but I have the Scentsy planner and I have time management blocks for every single day and what I need to do for my business. Okay. And so I can share the Canva link and like for every day, it tells me what I need to do for that day. And I set timers for every little thing. So for instance, Monday, I have a Make It Happen live with my team. I have an accountability Zoom with some other leaders that I'm working with. I update my Trello and I follow up with 3 customers. I do a team share Monday post. I finalize pre-orders for any launches and I connect with 5 friends ABC. And I'll talk about that in a second. And so every day I have something. I also meal plan. So personal wise, I have to control my time with my family and with my personal life, right? So I meal plan every single Sunday to plan out my weeks. Like I try to organize myself as much as I can. Now I'm not perfect. Nobody is perfect. I don't want, there is no perfect human. And if you met a perfect human, I would love to meet that person because there is no perfect human. So I am not there. I have flaws but I try my best to stick with what I have in place as much as I can, because I find that when I'm organized and I have a plan and an action plan and I know what I need to do for the week or I know what I need to do for the day, I feel like I'm accomplishing things. I feel like that I'm reaching my goals, hitting my goals when I'm organized. So if you're not organized, I'm telling you what, that's your first task is to get organized, create a plan, create a planner, set your scope of what you want to do per day. All right. All right. So I want to throw that out there. So the first thing is customer relationships. So ABC, I mentioned that on my daily planner here. So every single morning when I'm drinking my coffee and all the things, I go through my friends list and I do ABC. So I go through my friends and I go through the A's and I reach out to 5 personal friends every single morning. Okay, so now that my kids are going back into school tomorrow, they leave the bus at 7:30. And so I'm going to be getting up earlier now with them. And so my day is going to be even better because I have a longer period during that morning to get myself together, do my routine. You have a routine, right? You get up, you get out of bed, you go to the bathroom, take a shower, wash your face, get your coffee, make your breakfast, get whatever your routine is. Give yourself 10 minutes in the morning, or if you are a full-time person and you work at home and then you get home and you get your kids ready or whatever for dinner or whatever, your 5-10 minutes may be at nighttime, right? When you get in bed. Or if you work full-time and your free time is during lunch and you're in your car and you're snacking it up, then take that 5 to 10 minutes in your lunch and reach out to 5 people off your friends list and keep track of that. Right now I'm in the D's. It's taken me a long time. I have over 1,300 friends in my Facebook. So I just started doing this about a couple weeks ago because I wanted to get more into my not just customers, but my friends, right? To connect with them on a personal level. So you go through the ABCs, you go reach out to 5 friends, and it's nothing sensy, y'all. I want you guys to connect with them and say, hey, Susie Q, how you doing? And if you haven't talked to them in a while, then scroll through their Facebook profile and just see what they've been up to. Maybe their kids are going back to school. This is a perfect time to start those conversations because a lot of parents are having their kids go back to school these weeks, right? So reach out to them, see how they're doing. Nothing sensy. Have a good day. That's all you got to do, right? So customer relationships is big in my business. I am always trying to find ways to build relationships because like I mentioned before, we are a party planning business, but we're also a relationship building business. So even though us having these sales, ultimately, they're only going to order but so much, right? Your friends, your family, your customers. But if you continue to build these relationships with those people that are ordering, I promise you the sales are going to come without you even asking about Scentsy, because you're building that relationship. They're going to like, know, and trust you even more. And they're going to pick you when it comes to Scentsy. When people are coming over to their home and they smell blueberry cheesecake warming, they're going to ask you, oh my God, where did you get that warmer? Where did you get that? What it was that smell, blueberry cheesecake? Who'd you get that from? Kim Savoy. I'll give you her information. Building those relationships, you guys, I feel like has really built my business, because not just the sale is awesome, but to have that relationship, it brings other things to the table. Like I said, word of the mouth, referrals, parties, perhaps them joining, other opportunities such as vendor events and in-home parties, and all the things start to come out the more you build those relationships, you guys. So I'm always trying to find ways to build them. And ABC Communication Daily has really helped me build those relationships. Friend request my customers. So this may be scary. It was for me at first because I'm a true introvert. It may not seem like it, but I am. I friend request my customers. So if you have customers right now and you're not friends with them on Facebook, friend request them. That's how you're going to learn about your customers, and that's how they're going to get to know you. Because like I say, like, know, and trust factor. The more they like you, the more they know you, the more they're going to trust you. And the more those are strong, those categories are strong with you, with your customer and yourself, they're going to continue to support you. They're going to continue to come to you when they need Scentsy, and they're going to continue to share your name with others. So the more you get them to know you, let them get to know you, the better. Okay. Keeping them involved with Scentsy. And what I mean by that, it kind of goes into the line of VIP group, but I always make sure I keep my customers in the know. Whether that is keeping a mental note or a physical note in my follow-up app, my Trello app, notes about the customer, right? So if you have Disney friends, I think like Cassandra, I watched your Training Girlfriend, that connection app, with the notes and tagging your customers. Like if you know your customers love Disney, or they're a pet lover, or they love Star Wars, or they love certain brands that Scentsy is now diving into and partnering with, keep notes about that. And so when these products start to launch, or we get new products that are kind of tied to these collections, you get to key in on that with your customers. Hey, Susie Q, did you know Minions is getting ready to launch tomorrow? And I know how much you love Disney Minions. Disney Minions. I know how much you love the Minions. I know how much your kids love the Minions. Did you know that we're getting ready to partner with Disney? With, I keep wanting to say Disney, with with Universal, with the Minions, and that is, they remember that you think about them like that. So the connections, the customer relationships is been huge in what I'm focusing more on, because yes, the sale is great, but eventually those customers, your aunts, your friends, your uncles, and whoever's buying from you now, eventually it's going to get exhausted. They're only going to buy but so much. So you always got to find ways to continue to build those relationships with those customers and to find new customers. And so what I mean by customers, finding new customers, is go into hobbies, like your different hobby groups. So if you're a Jeep lover, or you love to crochet, or you love to paint, or you love Rae Dunn, you love mugs, you love coffee, you love gnomes, whatever your hobbies are outside of Scentsy, you're more than just being a Scentsy consultant. Go into those hobby groups, go to the top of Facebook groups and type in Jeep lovers, type in coffee addicts, type in Rae Dunn addicts, type in farmhouse decor. If you love sunflowers, there's a group for literally everything under the sun right now. And so if you go into these groups, connect with people. Take Scentsy out of the equation for a moment, you guys, because yes, we're Scentsy consultants, duh. Okay, there's a time and place for that. But the fact of building and growing your customer base is to get out there to the communities and find new people to connect with. And even if they don't buy Scentsy, it's not they don't buy right now, they may buy in the future. You never know. So building those relationships is really the key to this business, to building your business, is to get out there and to build your customer base. So hop into those communities. Okay. All right, number 2 is the big thing right now, I believe is the biggest in this business, is following up. And I know I keep bringing up this Scentsy Connect app, but it's freaking huge, you guys. If you do not have a follow-up system in place, I also advise that you create a system in place for your follow-ups. There has been so many times that my teamies was like, my customers are not ordering. They're not, they're not, I'm running out of people that are buying. And I'm like, well, what about the customers that have bought from you? Have you reached out to them? No, I haven't. Well, you need to reach out to them, because follow up, when you're following up with your customers, not only are you giving them a customer service, but you are opening up the door to that like, know, and trust factor for them to come back to you when they're ready to reorder. The opportunity will grow when you can start asking them to host a party for you, or do you want free and half off? Are you buying so much from me? Why don't you, you will be great at being a consultant, get money back in your pocket, and plus get rewards and chances of earning trips and all the things. The following up is huge, you guys. I forgot who I listened to the other day, but she says that it's been proven that a customer that doesn't hear back from that person that they bought from, they will go find someone else. It's best that they hear from you than they don't hear from you, if that makes any sense. And I'm sorry, I probably messed that all up. But what I mean is when a customer orders from you, check in with them, see if they got their product, see if they love their product, right? Not a lot of customers, I don't know, it's like they feel like they're afraid to reach out sometimes, because there's been many a times that I would reach out to a customer and they were like, yeah, I got my order, but the bulb was blown and I went to Walmart and grabbed another one. No, don't do that. Don't do that, right? Like there's been times where they're missing a bar and they just said they didn't feel like bothering me and they just thought it was just a hoops or whatever. They didn't want to bother. No, let me know. Like there has been so many times where there's been issues with orders, and for me to check in with them, I find that out and then I correct it for them, and they remember me for that. They'll remember those things that you do for your customers. So please follow up with your customers. Check in with them when they receive their order. Check in with them to make sure that they're enjoying their order a week after. There's different methods. There's a 2-2-2 method, a 3-3-3 method. Like, check in with them, check in with them. Sorry. Thank them when they place their order within 2 days. Check in with them 2 weeks or 2 days after they receive their order, right? And then check in with them again if you haven't heard from them 1 to 2 months. So depending on your method, there is no right or wrong way. And honestly, I'm kind of like I talk to my customers almost daily now with my VIP group and personal page and just the connections I have with my customers. I talk to them all the time, so there really isn't no true method that I follow. But you need to follow up with your customers, you guys. I mean, if you hear it all the time from other leaders or your teamies, it must be something that you need to do, right? You've got to follow up with your customers, you guys. And if you're not following up with your customers at all right now, and you're like, Kim, oh my God, I haven't even followed up with my customers. It's okay. Start tomorrow. Go back the last 3 weeks or a month. If it's too much for you, start the last week of orders and go back through your order history. If you have no system in place right now, go back through your order history and just go through it for a week, past week. Check in with them. Say, hey, Susie Q, I just wanted to check in with you guys, check in with you to see how you love that new warmer and that new blueberry cheesecake. And I keep bringing up blueberry cheesecake because that's my number one. 12 years ago, that was my first scent. Anyways, moving on. You've got check in with them, you guys. And like I mentioned before, I do use Trello. I did not have a follow-up system before. I used to use Amy. If you've been with Scentsy for a little bit, Amy, AMI. And so that went away. And so now we have Scentsy Connect, and there is no reason that you cannot follow up, because Scentsy allows you to use that app. That app will tell you when that customer order, when you should follow up with them. They even give you ways to say, okay, these customers we think are good customers to ask them about this product, or they will be good customers to share with them about the flowers. Like they actually give you even boosts on what you can do for these group of customers and these group of customers. And then they remind you, and then you can move their customers over to the done list. It is so amazing. And it's only the beginning of that app. They're still going to be improving and adding and implementing. So please create a follow-up system, whatever that is, create it. And so that is my biggest thing with Trello is not Trello, sorry, follow up is that you need to do it. You need to check in with your customers. You need to make sure that you are following up. Number three, VIP group, and that's huge to me. Like I mentioned, I'm going to talk more about it on Friday. But my VIP group is my bread and butter. It is where I pretty much hang out in my VIP group 99% of my life. It is grown. It's more about quality over quantity. I have over maybe 300 people in there. I have over 2,000 customers, you guys. Not all 2,000 are in my VIP group. These 300 people are in my VIP group because they want to be in my VIP group. They love me. I love them. We have connections. It's not all about Scentsy though in my VIP group. And I don't want to talk too much about that because I will be on Friday, but being consistent in there, engaging, interactive posts. They know what's going on with me at any given time. Every single morning, I am posting in there. Good morning. How's y'all's day so far? What are y'all doing today? Like, I want to know what they're doing. I want to be involved in their life. And in return, I want them involved in my life. So when I go on vacation or when I'm going this or when I'm doing that, they know what I'm doing too. And I have a sticky culture in my VIP group where they look forward to my posts at this point. I've been doing it now for a solid 4 years and it has only grown and it's gotten so big and it's gotten to be a point where I look forward to going in there. And if you don't have a VIP group, I strongly suggest that you create one and just let it grow. Don't get upset if they don't like or comment on your stuff. You can see that they're looking at your stuff, right? At that bottom right of that post, you can see that 10 people looked at your posts, right? And so let that keep you going. Don't stop. Don't get frustrated where, they don't comment, they don't like. You've got to keep being consistent. And that goes along with posting in your personal pages, business pages, Instagram, Facebook, whatever you're on social media. You've got to get that out of your head that, oh, well, they're not commenting, they're not liking, still show up. They are always watching you. And that's one thing that stuck with me. And I think it was Kelly from, Group Make It Happen. You've got to keep posting. Don't give up. Don't say, okay, well, they're not looking at this. They're not looking at, they're always watching you. And this may sound a little blunt, but you're going to have haters. You're going to have people that don't want you to be successful. You're going to have people that are going to be like, she's posting again, or, she's sharing this again. She's going on this trip. Okay, whatever. Blinders on. You're going to find the people that are going to want to support you. I'm going to just give it to y'all real. I have no family that supports me. I don't talk to most of my family. And that's fine. You're going to have strangers are going to support you more than your family. And you may be the few lucky ones that have family that supports you, and that's great and gravy. But more strangers will support you more than your family, and that's sad but true, and that's fine. You're going to find your people. You're going to find your cluster that are going to support you. But in the meantime, you're going to continue to post, continue to be consistent, and don't give up. Don't let that deter you. Okay. As far as VIP groups, business pages, personal pages, all the things. And I did mention in the beginning, we are a party planning business. So parties is a big bulk of also my sales. There isn't really a golden nugget to give you. Like, I hope you didn't come here expecting me to give you the golden sauce or the winning sauce or the golden secret of how to get PRV, but you've got to just get out there and ask. I've got a party notebook, and that's another thing of organization. I have a party notebook that's dedicated to party asking. And every single day, my goal is to ask 2 people a day, Monday through Friday. Saturday and Sunday is my family time. So Monday through Friday is my business times, right? So Monday through Friday, I ask 2 people to party. They say no, it's okay. Because guess what? No is not, it means no, not right now. No, it could be a yes 2 months from now. It could be a yes 6 months from now. It could be a yes to 2 years from now. But how I keep track is a party book, and I write their names down when I ask, and then I write beside their name what they said, and I put a date. And so I always circle back around 2-3 months. I always kind of look at their profile and see what's going on in their lives and just make sure I'm not bothering them, but making sure that it's the right time to re-ask and pay attention to what people say on their posts, right? If they are got kids in sports and they are saying, they're trying to, see what they're posting. And if it seems like they need a little help, or maybe they're struggling, or maybe they're like, I wish we can go on vacation, but not right now, but soon. Like, look at what people are posting and use that as an opportunity to be their saving grace, right? To figure out how you can help them. I'm always trying to find ways to help people. And as you guys know, like, give more than you take with Scentsy, right? You find ways to bless others, to help others. We are three of our core one of our three of our core values is generosity, right? And so I always try to find ways to help others, right? And so when I'm asking about parties, I'm always saying, hey, Susie Q, I noticed that little Bobby is getting into soccer, and he may need a little bit of help with uniforms with him and his team. I would love to open up a open party, online party, put it in your name, and every single order that comes in, I will donate 20 to 25% commission back to little Bobby's soccer team. How does that sound? I would love to help you out. And it's kind of the wording that you give. It doesn't have to necessarily say party, right? It could be ways to help others, right? And that's kind of like a fundraiser effect kind of party. And you can, run it the way you want to run it through an online group, or you can give her a couple order forms and she can pass them around with her mom friends at soccer games or whatever. But always try to find ways to be creative and asking people to party. And then I always ask my top customers. So I go through the sales report history and I try to figure out, well, off the top of my head, I already know who my top customers are. And now these customers that order from me religiously, they always do a spring party. They always do a fall party every single year because they know that they shop a lot from me. They know that I work my damnedest to give them at least $20 in free and one half off, right? But they always get more. But they always party with me because they know that they're going to get rewards. So why not, right? They buy a lot. Why not get free and half off, right? So always ask those top customers every single season. So we're getting ready to go to a new season, right? You should be booking those September and October parties right now. Don't wait till September 1st and start asking. Start asking now if you're not already asking. You've got to be asking now. Front load those calendars. I am now booking into November and December, because I want to make sure that I'm getting my books filled up and I know up ahead where my PRV is going to be coming from. And I know you may have heard like front loading your PRV for the new month, right? So I'm always trying to find partiers in advance so that way I know where my PRV is going to be coming from. I know that my books are booked with parties. And so don't wait to the last minute in booking your parties. Okay. That is with online. I'm now getting into in-home. I'm not experienced at all. I can't help you with that. But I know that right now, people are trying to figure out ways to get back into people's presence as far as getting sent under their noses. And right now, I'm trying to pivot and move my business and trying to always find ways to grow my business, right? And so I actually booked two in-home parties. One's next month and one is in October. And I'm super, super scared. But you know what? You grow out of your comfort bubble. I am a true introvert. I'm very, very socially awkward. And I don't know what the hell I'm doing. But you know what? I'm going to pack a bag. I'm going to pack my best warmers, my testers, catalogs, order forms. And I'm going to bring my speakers with some music and a few game ideas in my head. And I'm just going to roll with it. Because you know what? You won't know unless you try. You won't know. It may be the biggest thing that changes my business, but I won't know unless I try. So stop being scared and just freaking ask, right? I challenged my team last week to post on their personal page, like, look, I'm looking for my first in-home party guest, my in-home party host. I will love to grow my business and pivot, and I would love to offer these more within my community. Please let me know if you'd be interested, and I promise you will be a good time. Out of my team that did it, I think like 15 of my teamies did it. Almost all but two booked an in-home party just by getting out there and posting. You never know if you're going to get an in-home party. You just got to try it. You just got to try it. And I did the same thing and I got two booked. So now I'm just like, I'm shaking in my boots, but I'm going to do it, right? We're going to do it. And there's also right now bag and pouch parties. I mean, there's so many different ways to party, you guys. Go on YouTube, type in Scentsy parties. Right now, there's so many trainings going around in the community. Go into these training groups and type in parties. If you're in the Refresh, Reimagine, and Refocus group, I have done 2 party trainings the last 2 years. And so I've try to revamp it every single year as far as training, but get out there and party. That is how you're going to grow your PRV. That's how you're going to meet new customers. That's how you're going to be able to book parties off of parties. So when you are showing your excitement and having fun with your host during that week of your party, other people in that party are going to see how amazing and how fun and how easy and how their friend is getting all this free stuff. Of course, they're going to be like intrigued on how this works. So always offer the booking to other party guests in the party. I'm always in people's DMs. After the party is getting ready to be over, I PM every guest in that party, and I'm like thanking them for being a part of their friend's party. I hope they had a great time. If they ordered, I thank them again, let them know how the shipping and all that works. I invite them always in my VIP group. Every single party guest gets an invite to my VIP group. That's my bread and butter, right? And then I always ask them, like, look, I know you saw CZQ got like $100 in free and 3 half offs. I would love to do the same for you. And you always give them the dates. Like, throw that out there because it kind of gets them to be like, okay, I can't say no to this girl. She gave me 3 dates, right? So I'm like, I have X date. I would love to get you on my books, right? Show the excitement. And 90% of the time they say, okay, give me a date. I'll take that one. And so I'm always getting 90% of my parties are from rebooks, are from booked off of another party. And so I'm always DMing my party guests. So if you're not DMing your party guests, if you're I can't say that word, partying. Why can't I say that word? Partying now, you need to go in and you need to private message your party guests and talk to them, because yeah, you could post about, hey, who wants to be the next host, and 99% of the time I get ghosted. Nobody comments on those posts, right, in the party. But as soon as I DM them, I get yes. Isn't that crazy? Like, you post all damn day, you post and you pray. But if you haven't learned, posting and praying, meaning like posting and praying somebody comments, or posting and praying that somebody would message you, doesn't work. You've got to private message them. It is our job, right, as consultants, to do the work. If you want the parties booked, if you want the sales, if you want to connect, if you want to build, sometimes you just have to initiate and let it roll, right? So parties is my biggest PRV. And then I mentioned a little bit about social media, and I'm trying to check on time. I'm not trying to be here for 2.5 hours. It's been 30 minutes. Oh my God, it's been 40 minutes. Oh my God. Okay, I'm gonna try to wrap this up. Social media. Being consistent in social media has been huge to my PRV as well. Not just about building relationships, but my PRV, my personal page, 80-20 rule. 80% is personal, 20% is Scentsy. I sprinkle that in. That's why I have my VIP group. It's like flip-flops. It's like 80% Scentsy, 20% personal in my VIP group. But on my personal page, I'm always sharing about the journey, how Scentsy is blessing me and my family, the community, the friendships, when we go to events, when we're going on these incentive trips, when Scentsy pays us, what are we doing with our paychecks? And of course, inputting the income disclosure every time you talk about money. But you share Scentsy's journey, you guys. Share the journey. Share how Scentsy is blessing you. Even if it's $5 paycheck. If you got paid $5 last week from Scentsy, that's $5 more than you had the day before. Share how Scentsy is blessing you, whether it's putting gas in your gas tank, whether it's putting food on the table, because right now the economy, like, you've got to share your success, no matter how small or how big. Don't compare yourself to someone else that's doing X, Y, and Z. Focus on your path. Talk about how Scentsy is blessing you. And that's how I get new teamies. That's how I get people to join my VIP group, because they want to be a part of my journey and support me. That's how I get people to talk about parties. That is how I get a lot of the things that I get, is because I'm sharing me. people know me for me. They know that I love big, that they know that I try to be inspiring. They know that I love to have fun. They know my husband before me sometimes because I'm always sharing the craziness of him. People know me. People know that I'm true. People know that I'm authentic. People know that I'm passionate about this business because I know what this business has done for me and my family. If it wasn't for this business, I wouldn't be sitting here and being able to be present with my kids during their most important years of their life. I'm not trying to get emotional. I've missed 10 years of their lives from having other people raise my kids because I had to work for someone else outside the home and be gone 12, 13 hours of the day. Same with my husband. And now he opened up his own trucking business and now he does what he wants to do and he can be home when he wants to be home. And, I know what this business can do and I'm a living proof of it. And I am just here and I'm so grateful and blessed that Cassandra had reached out to me and asked me to do a training with you guys is because I'm truly passionate about this business. And if you really don't think, or if you don't see the benefits of Scentsy, I truly want you to dig deep and just know that this business can be as much or as little as you want it to be. And yes, I've been blessed and grateful to have high PRV, but it definitely takes hard work, you guys. This is not a quick, rich company like business. You've got to put in the work. And that's with any business, you guys. And I tell my husband this all the time. Like any business, it takes hard work, it takes dedication, it takes passion, it takes consistency. And, a lot of times people are like, well, I'm not getting sales, I'm not getting parties, I'm not doing this. And I'm quick to ask them, I'm like, well, when's the last time you posted about Scentsy? When's the last time you talked to a customer? When's the last time you reached out to a new connection? When's the last time? Like, I am pretty blunt with it because I know that if you do X, Y, and Z and you do it consistently, it will build your business, you guys. And that's the biggest thing is consistency. There's been times that I am sick, I am mentally done, I got kids, I got all the things going, but I ensure that my business is a priority. And if your business is not a priority and yet you want your paychecks to be big, you got to make it a priority, you guys. You've got to make it a priority. And I know I've thrown a lot at you guys, and I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. Think of one thing that you can change. And I know Cassandra asked me to think of a task for you guys to do. And there has been so many. I probably thrown some tasks out there to you guys tonight to do. But honestly, think of one thing, whether it's a new system, whether it is a new, whether you're not organized at all, and you're like, Kim, I've been flying by the seat of my pants. I need to get a notebook. I need to get a calendar, whatever. Whether it's a new system, if you need to follow up, if you need to start building customer relationships more, or you need to start booking or whatever, create a system, whatever that system is. Create a new system and focus on how you're going to work it or implement it into your business. Okay. If you need to reach out to me, you may not know me personally until tonight. Friend request me, message me. There's so much more. I could talk to you guys for hours. If you guys got hours, we could talk all day, all damn night if you pass my bedtime. But we can talk. You can private message me. I will share all the things, whether it is the calendar time management thing that I use, whether it's the following. I am doing Trello, but like I said, I'm trying to convert into the Scentsy Connect app. But I do have a Trello board as far as how I follow up with my customers. I keep track of my customers' notes, how I talk to them, what we talked about, their favorite fragrance. Like I have a whole board. I've got, I don't know. I could talk to you guys all night. Cassandra, stop me. Bring yourself back in. Like I'm hoping I helped you guys.
You're so good.
I could talk all night. Like really, I can talk all night.
Cassandra, stay away. Go.
You're on mute, Cassandra.
I totally re-clicked it again. I'm sitting there and I'm like laughing, I'm like giggling, but I'm off. Honestly, this was amazing, Kim. Thank you so much. I wrote so many things down when I was in the kitchen. I was like going in and out, like taking my pen. But a lot of that stuff is so true, especially the consistency part and just really doing it. Sometimes we have to be really real with ourselves and realize that like we may think we're doing it because we know what to do, but we're not actually doing the daily things that it takes to have 5 to 9,000 PRV every month. That's incredible.
Yeah. thank
Very
you.
proud
Isn't that
of you.
what we were just talking about on the before we started the call?
Yep. Yes.
We were just saying before everyone jumped on, those of us that are a little more seasoned than the brand new consultants, we know what to do. It's just we're making the choice to not do it. So we need to make the choice to do it.
Mhm.
And thank you so much for this training. I took literally front and back 2 pages worth of notes. And I'm been doing this for 6 years. When she said high PRV, I was like, and then you said 5 to 9K every month. I was like, holy crap. So I know you said that there was no like magic sauce, there was no secret recipe for success, but you really did tell us, and I hope that you guys heard it, and I hope that you did the math. She parties. She asks a minimum of 2 people every day to party. That is 60 people a month. She is asking to party. She is partying 10 to 12, which I had written down to ask you what type of parties, but I figured in the end it's the online parties.
The
You said you're
online,
breaking into
yeah.
parties. Yeah, so 10 to 12 parties a month, you guys, like that's where that high PRV is coming from. So it's making that a priority to do that many parties a month, and to just, she's finding the time, she's making the time, not finding the time, she's making the time. So just thank you so much for this. Because just hearing it from someone else sometimes just makes it click better, and we are so grateful to have had you. Does anybody else have any questions?
I just want to add
Anybody?
when she touched on connections, because we've talked about a little bit about PRV and getting those sales, but we don't always want to be reaching out only when we want a sale or when we're trying to hit our goals. So making those connections while we were sitting here, I was like, oh my gosh, the ABC, like I love that. And I reached out to I messaged 5 people just by going to the A's and be like, hey, like, how are you? It's been a long time. And just by looking on my A's, I'm like, dang, I haven't talked to some of these people for years.
Yeah.
Hey, how are you? Dang, I haven't talked to you since you moved to Texas. How are you? So making those connections and being genuine, it was just mind blowing, because sometimes we know we have to make a connection. We talk about, connecting with our customers, but sometimes we just don't even know how to do that, right? Because we're so focused on Scentsy, but being, what's the word?
Authentic.
Authentic, but like focused, right? Like on what we're doing.
Intentional.
Intentional. Thank you.
There you go.
Being intentional and just connecting with our customers, not worried about the sale. Hey, having 10, 15 minutes a day set aside to be intentional and connection. I love that. Love that you touched on that, because that does lead to the sale, but we want to be intentional and be a person to our customers, not just an Autobot who's just reaching out when they need Scentsy. So thank you so much.
And I wanted to throw this out here too, because I am not perfect and I'm very forgetful. So what I do is when I reach out to those 5, and like for instance, I'll give you an example. I know a girl named Joy, she's been suffering with COVID, and I reached out to her last week. And I put in my phone to check in with her today. Like I put a little ticker on my calendar, reach back out to Joy, see how she's doing with COVID. So it kind of helps keep me on track too. Like I'll, reach back out to Joy. I'm like, hey, Joy, I know we spoke last week. I just want to check in with you. How you doing? How's that COVID? Is there anything I can bring you? Because she's right down the street. And so it like touches them so much different when you remember things. I mean, yeah, I have a ticker on my calendar, but like checking back in with them too. I put tickers on my phone to check back in with them too, when something important like that, or when someone passes away, or like I kind of put a ticker to check back in with them a week later, just to see how they're doing again,
Yeah, the organization, I will say I struggle with that terribly. And that's why I love the alphabet. It's literally, you can't mess that up. You know what I mean? You can't forget it because you're literally going alphabetical order. So I really like that too, because I'm just the most unorganized person I know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Same.
It's so bad.
We have the best intentions, but we're
Yeah,
human.
I do. But my organization skills are off.
Mhm.
So just to reiterate before we stop the recording, the homework for this week is going to be, you can't not do this homework. It is to find something new that you're going to do and create a new system for that. So even if that is trying her ABC thing every day, which for me, I can tell you right now, that's going to be mine. So, and then I love the idea that you have a party notebook. It's just a separate notebook. I am a stationery hoarder.
Me
So listen, TJ Maxx and Marshalls get me every
too.
time.
Yeah, I just got
So-
these the other day from Marshalls.
Where's the sticker? Right there.
Yeah.
So thank you again so much. I am going to stop the recording.